Cael, Friday you mentioned that you thought referees were allowing wrestlers to compete through positions a bit more challenging.
Yeah.
My understanding with the rule change was that that was the single, the rear standing situation. Was anything else communicated to you guys about that sort of shift?
I mean, I'm not the guy to talk to about rules, but yeah, there has been, the rear standing, kind of just saying that they're just giving more reaction time now. And obviously, what does that mean? You know, that's, I think, what will probably be kind of settled but keep wrestling.
Cael, you have a chance to win your 200th match here as a coach at Penn State. Kind of looking back at your whole career here, what's your favorite memory and why?
Wow, that's a tough question. I have heard that, actually. People keep kind of bringing that up. It just means I've been here a long time. But we've had a lot of great memories. It's hard to say. You know, my fondest memories are just the people, you know, the coaches, the alumni, the kids on the team, and just those relationships. They're by far the what I am most grateful for. Yeah.
Duel dropped a couple of close matches last year to Woods.
Yeah.
You know, how do you see that different this year as far as Bo goes in terms of his improvement over last year?
Yeah, did they wrestle twice last year?
I think so.
I thought they, yeah, I mean, you just have two of the best wrestlers in the country at the weight. Obviously, Real Woods is very good, very competitive. He's very tough on his feet and on top, and I think that's where we had a lot of problems last year, was just getting off the bottom. You know, I think we've improved in that area. We'll find out, you know. I mean, they've improved in the areas that they are working on also, so just it's competition.
You mentioned last week that you don't typically watch a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
Did that Iowa-Michigan duel just happen to be on, and you just happened to watch it?
It actually, I did not watch the duel, but you know, obviously I saw the results. Is that the question? The answer? Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, my job is to take care of the kids in our program and help them be the best they can be. Engaging and participating in all the other stuff. It just depends on how you look at it. You know, I look at, you know, we don't have a style where we're trying to figure out how we stop what our opponents do. You know, we're just trying to do what we do and get better at it. And that's more of a big picture philosophy and just you know, how I was taught by my coaches, and that's what we go with. So yeah, we don't. And every kid's different. You know, we're gonna meet their needs. If some kids want to watch more film, some don't. So we'll help them make sure they're as confident and as comfortable going into competition as we can.
Cael had a tough match on Friday. I guess what do you hope he takes away from that, and where is he at this point after a match like that this season?
Yeah, I think he's great. He's just a really solid, good, hardworking kid, very disciplined, and he's just missing angles and positions by just a tiny amount. So I just see his potential, and I think it's really great. I mean, obviously he's a guy, because he does all the right things, he's going to have his best performance as we get to the end. It just seems to be a pattern we see. But yeah, it's you know, what happened last week. And you have to give credit to his opponents. I mean, those weight classes are tough. There's a lot of really good kids and a lot of experience. But yeah, we really appreciate and love Aaron. He does an awesome job, and he's just going to keep getting better as he spends more time in some of those positions.
He's been a pretty new face around here. Obviously, we don't have as much of a relationship with him as we do some of the other guys we talk to a lot. Is he a guy who's really tough on himself, or kind of, you know, what is his personality like after a loss like that? Can he shake it off really quick? Is he not really
I think
put
so.
stock
I mean, I
into
think
it?
it's tough if you jump into a program like this, and you know, you just want to probably, you know, you watch Aaron Brooks wrestle and these guys, and you say, hey, I won't do that, you know, and so I think they can, you know, kids can put a lot of pressure on themselves, but it just needs to settle in. I mean, he knows what he's doing. You know, he's a proven winner, and you know, and he's a proven gamer. You know, he's going to be at his best, like I keep saying, in those big moments, and you know, we have all the confidence in the world.
Do you guys have to look at what might happen, like if they were to bring Testy back in or send Arnold in, bump him up, something like that? Do you where this possibility
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously, we just assume, and it's been pretty accurate, that, you know, teams are going to wrestle their best team. If they have, they're going to wrestle their best team against us. If that happens to be somebody that's redshirting, well, we're probably going to see them in the duel. You know, that's just kind of the way it is, and so that's kind of what we expect and prepare for.
About half your team, not to probably say this every year, but half your team hasn't competed there. Any words of wisdom from either staff or other guys who have, as far as what it's like?
Well, I think wrestling at Iowa is it's a lot of fun. I mean, their fans know the sport. Their event staff is probably second to none. I mean, they really do a great job. I mean, we're watching their events like, hey, what can we learn from this? And then they have, you know, one of the best athletic programs in all sports in their wrestling team. So yeah, it's a great place to compete. And but you know, everywhere we wrestle, we generally see a big crowd. You know, here it's standing room only, and you know, so we wrestle in big environments all the time. So from that standpoint, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, you just kind of get what you focus on, right? If you focus on your match, then that's probably the best idea, and you know, just keep things simple.
Coach, how has Bernie responded in practice this week after his match against Ohio State?
Yeah, Bernie's fine too. I mean, he's got a lot of experience, and he's a well-grounded individual, and you don't get too high or too low. You just kind of keep hustling and plugging away and doing your best, and just kind of, you know, win or lose, we're preparing for the next match, you know, and that never really changes. And these opportunities come and go really fast, so they're all just learning experiences, and it's all about getting ready for the end.
I think this is your guys' last duel on the road. I could be wrong, but you know, so how does it feel to maybe get that out of the way and be able to stay at home for, you know, for the remainder of the season and the Big Ten, which is only, you know, 2-hour drive down the road?
Yeah, you know, I enjoy being on the road. I think it's fun to wrestle in other people's arenas, and I think our kids enjoy that. I think it's good for them to be on the road together and just spend time together. You know, and there's obviously home field advantage, but I think it goes both ways. It's just however you choose to, because if you're here, you know, we're hoping our kids are in class on Friday, you know, but we're away, you know, they're just a little bit more, they're laying around the hotel room. So, I mean, it's all in your perspective and how you choose to look at that. But I enjoy being on the road with these guys. I think they enjoy it just because they get to spend more time together. And like I said before, asked about, you know, what's the greatest memory, it's just the relationships and spending time with people that you really look up to and admire and share a lot of the same interests and values with.
Coach, do you think you guys could do a little bit of a better job sequencing when you guys are on your feet with setting up shots and everything, kind of more fakes, more snap downs, stuff like that?
We would like to do that. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, you can see kids' personalities a lot when they wrestle. You know, kids are a little bit more, you know, reserved, or, you know, they probably wrestle that way. And, you know, obviously, you know, we don't get you know, direct them like we got like we're playing PlayStation or anything. I mean, we just prepare them, and but ultimately it's up to them to go out there and compete the way they need to win and score points and have fun. But yeah, we want more action, you know, more pressure, more fakes, more snaps, I think. But I mean, that's going to be 20 years, it'll be the same thing, and that was the case 10 years ago, you know. So those things don't ever change. It's always easier from the outside looking in, you know, and it's always easier to watch somebody else and wonder why they aren't doing things differently. You know, a lot of the biggest critics are probably the people that wouldn't take more than a shot a match, you know. It's just the way it is. And so we don't get too worried about it, and, you know, we're not going to, but yeah, we want our guys to make mistakes and hustle and make up for it and wrestle that way.
Coach, is there a general rule of thumb with when you're coaching up your wrestlers that there's something that they naturally will respond to in terms of coaching or motivation or anything like that?
Yeah, I think that, you know, every kid's different, and that's our job, is to get to know them well enough and to communicate with them to kind of know what works for them. You know, I don't think you know, at this stage that motivating them is probably that important. You know, if they're not motivated, then you know it's kind of too late. You know, they want to be successful. They want to reach their goals. So it's more about just kind of figuring out, like you're saying, just individually, how can we help them be at their best, and something different for every kid. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.